All right, let's jump right in. Welcome to today's Explainer. We're going to unravel what I like to call a high-stakes corporate mystery. Imagine, just for a second, that your team is absolutely crushing it. You're closing deals left and right, you're delivering massive projects, basically doing everything perfectly on the front end. But then, mysteriously, the final numbers just don't add up. That money you swore you were making, it's literally vanishing. So today, we're unpacking this fascinating case study and framework from Anasup Consulting that hits the nail on the head regarding this exact problem. We'll explore how organizations are actually using artificial intelligence to play detective, tracking down missing money and plugging these massive revenue leaks. It's a genuinely brilliant look at how modern tools are solving one of the absolute oldest blind spots in business. The Anasup Consulting case study shares this totally striking realization from a CFO, and I quote, "We were focused on winning new clients, but we discovered revenue is leaking from existing contracts." Honestly, think about how incredibly common that is. It's human nature, right? We just love the thrill of the chase. Businesses will spend massive amounts of energy, time, and capital trying to snag new business. The sales bells ring, everyone's high-fiving in the office, but this CFO had a real aha moment. While everyone was staring out the front window at the shiny new clients rolling in, the actual cash from the clients they already had was quietly slipping right out the back door. Talk about the ultimate blind spot.
So that brings us to part one, the silent revenue leak, generating versus collecting.
This whole disconnect fundamentally comes down to the difference between generating revenue and actually collecting it. So what exactly is revenue leakage? Well, it's defined as revenue an organization has already earned but fails to collect due to blind spots in existing contracts. I want you to really hear that. Revenue that you have already earned. We aren't talking about missed sales opportunities here or losing a pitch to a rival. No, this is money that belongs to you. Industry data actually suggests companies lose anywhere from 1 to 5% of their total revenue this way. Just put that into perspective for a second. Your team did all the heavy lifting, the hours were worked, deliverables were handed over, but because of some administrative blind spots, maybe messy paperwork or just mismanaged contract terms, you simply failed to collect the cash. Psychologically, that loss aversion really stings. You put in the sweat, but didn't get the paycheck. Moving right along to part two, deploying the AI detective, analyzing the clues.
To crack this mystery, the CFO didn't just hire a bunch of extra accountants to manually dig through dusty file cabinets. Instead, they brought in an AI specialist to consume a massive volume of raw clues. We're talking contracts, timesheets, project milestones, invoices, change requests, and payment records. In literally any mid to large organization, this represents mountains and mountains of data. And let's be real, it is messy data. It lives in completely different systems managed by completely different departments. Sales holds onto the contracts. Project managers are tracking the milestones. Finance is handling the invoices. The whole reason the revenue was leaking in the first place is that human beings simply cannot manually cross-reference every single timesheet against every single line item in a 100-page contract at scale. It's impossible. But for an AI intelligence platform, that is exactly what it eats for breakfast.
Basically, the AI acts as a giant funnel. It takes that raw, messy chaos of thousands of disparate documents just floating around the organization, cross-references all the variables simultaneously, and spits out clear, actionable recovery outputs. It doesn't just vaguely suggest, hey, your data's kind of messy. Not at all. It points a highly trained digital finger and says exactly where you forgot to bill for a specific deliverable.
Which leads us perfectly into part three, uncovering the hidden money, where the leaks occur.
Flipping open the detective's notebook here, the AI pinpointed 5 major culprits where this hidden money was actually leaking out. First up, completed unbilled work. Milestones that were definitely met, but somehow never actually invoiced. Second, missing scope changes. We all know the reality of complex projects, right? Extra work gets done, it gets documented, but poof, it never makes it to the final bill. Third on the list, pricing discrepancies. The system compared complex pricing tiers in the original contracts against the actual payments received, and guess what? They simply didn't match up. Fourth, underbilled projects. When the AI cross-referenced actual timesheets against final invoices, it revealed hours that were just completely left off. And finally, number 5, renewal opportunities. Contract expirations were silently passing by without a single person noticing. So the AI is literally mapping the operational reality against the financial reality and flagging every single gap it finds.
Okay, part 4, humans and AI, teaming up, the real heroes.
Now, I know what you're probably thinking. Whenever we talk about an AI system doing this level of intense analysis, the classic fear immediately pops up.
job displacement. Are the robots taking over? But the source material is incredibly clear on this point, and I want to emphasize this emphatically. AI did absolutely not replace finance or account managers. The AI didn't just march into the office, fire the accounting department, or take over those nuanced client relationships. No way. The AI is simply acting as the magnifying glass. It's the tool doing the exhausting, literally impossible task of reading millions of data points, but it absolutely still relies on humans to take the real action.
Because here is where the real value is created. The AI turned all that messy contract and delivery data into pure revenue recovery opportunities. Basically, it handed the human staff a literal treasure map. The finance and account managers actually become the heroes of the story here. They are the ones who take this super clear, actionable data, go right back to the clients, navigate those really critical human relationships, and successfully recover the revenue the organization had already earned. It empowers human workers. It definitely doesn't replace them.
Let's just summarize how seamless this partnership really is. It's a super simple, chronological, three-step process. Step 1, the AI analyzes the data. It's doing all the heavy lifting, scanning the contracts, the timesheets, the invoices. Step 2, the system identifies the leaks. It flags the specific milestones that weren't billed and the scope changes that were completely missed. And Step 3, the humans recover the earned revenue. The account managers step in, totally armed with undeniable data, and they bring the money home. It is just a perfect synergy of machine efficiency and human relationship management.
And finally, Part 5, Finding Your Missing Revenue, the final assessment.
So if you're sitting there wanting to stop the bleeding in your own organization, here are your actionable next steps pulled directly from the source. First, you've got to acknowledge the leak. We need to stop focusing entirely on chasing new clients and just admit that, hey, we probably have some blind spots in our existing contracts. Second, adopt an AI intelligence platform to do all that complex cross-referencing that you just can't do manually. And third, you can actually access the specific framework we've been discussing today directly from Anasup Consulting. Just visit them at www.anasup.in, and as they mentioned in the release, if you comment the phrase Revenue AI, all one word, you'll get direct access to this very framework.
I'm going to leave you with this final, somewhat provocative thought to chew on today. How much revenue is your organization generating right now, but totally failing to collect? Really think about those timesheets, the missing scope changes, those forgotten milestones. The money is out there, guys. You have already earned it. Now it's just a matter of giving your team the exact right tools to go out there and collect it. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer. Keep questioning the status quo, and I'll catch you next time.